If I had to design my dream game, I'd probably have to start with the best player in the world. So, Serral, obviously. But then I might add my favorite up-and-coming player in 2019, and I'd pick the most intriguing new name in all of Starcraft 2. ButAlways. So it was like an early Christmas gift under my tree when I learned such a game actually exists. And this is it. So, for the Zerg, the #1 ranked player in the world, the man who needs no introduction but gets one anyway, because that's what we do here, it's Serral! For the Protoss, he's the unknown quantity. He's ButAlways! ButAlways is one of the very few new players to make strides at cracking open the WCS. He's been infusing the game with his crazy new ideas, and I'd love to try to see more from him. But to say the odds are stacked against him today would be a titanic understatement. Serral executes a cool circular landing pattern before he drops the hatch at his natural. Starting from now on, though, just so you know, I'll be calling ButAlways BA for the rest of the game, because saying ButAlways builds a stalker can cause confusion real quick. For example, I might say BA's probe is moving across the map of Ephemeron. Or that he's building a forge for some potential cheese. BA's putting himself in position for a potential cannon rush. This game didn't take long to get started. Serral does have an overlord parked at his natural for extra vision, and he has started his spawning pool. The probe is trying to look as casual as possible, but that's going out the window as soon as he drops that pylon. Serral recruits drones instantly. He decides 2 is the number that's called for, and he seems to have no intention of canceling his hatch. BA drops 2 more pylons for the blockout. There's no way for Serral to kill that probe, not without going through a structure, and the first pylon completes. BA has carved enough room to get the first cannon, and he cancels the back door to make space and money for more. Serral upgrades the threat level. 3 more drones pulled from mining to join the war effort. BA's probe has gotten out. That's gonna let him put a cannon on the other side of the mineral line. Hatchery's complete, and so is the spawning pool. Serral's pulled 6 more drones to deal with this crisis. 3 are gonna evolve into spines. Both players are spending money like crazy. This is gonna cause huge economic ripples. The first cannon's warping in. It's focusing down the closest drone. The spines are halfway to completion. The first cannon's trying to protect the other cannons warping in. Serral's hatching lings. Not only are they better attackers, they can screen for the valuable drones. BA needs to do more damage if he's gonna recoup his investment. The spines are gonna pop any moment. Oh, the drones finally snare that meddlesome probe. Will BA cancel, or will he let his last round of buildings warp in? A second cannon's coming online. But the spines are here. The legendary invaders of personal space are going to work on those cannons. BA cancels 1 cannon, but decides to let the other 2 complete. It's cannon versus spine in a Pokapalooza. Zerg is gonna clean up, but he's lost 10 lings, 6 drones, and a lot of mining time. Protoss is coming out of this with a 6-worker advantage. Not bad for a day's work. He's got a cyber core almost finishing. And he's just invested in a Nexus. BA does not appear to be looking to follow this up with the second attack. He seems to be looking to see if he can run away with his economic edge. Oh, make that 14 deadlings. Serral kills the last pylon and supply blocks, ButAlways. Also, BA does not have a tight wall yet. Serral's 2-ling counterattack could actually get inside. They're still slow lings though. So once BA gets his stalker out, he should be okay. Serral can't afford the speed upgrade. He's still making his first 2 queens. 1 ling scouts the main. He's not going to see any tech choices though. BA is though hoarding money. Just by having that ling run around, Serral's actually forcing BA to slow down on whatever it is he's trying to do. Just a single adept and warp gate so far. The stalker eliminates the ling and the stargate goes down. So it looks like BA is going for a very normal game. He's just hoping Serral's going to be on the back foot. Something tells me Serral's practiced being on the back foot so many times, this probably feels quite normal to him. Sure, I'm used to the 4-minute third. Just for reference, in the last game I cast with Serral, he had his third down at 2 minutes and 37 seconds. They're stabilizing, but into a very different kind of game. So BA's adept harass is on the way, but not only are there queens there now, there's spines. I don't think he can realistically get anything done other than a scout either. BA does have a Stargate about to warp in, and there are no spores on the field at this point. The Adept's gonna check the timing on that third. He confirms it's there. That should tell him he's got the upper hand economically, but that won't last long. Oh, the spine in the main is relocating to the expansion. That means there's just one queen up there. Maybe he can get a badly needed snipe. Shade completes. Meanwhile, back home, that Stargate's just about done building a Phoenix. Serral pulls the queen from the natural. He's gonna double team that adept and use his spines to cover the natural, which means BA's gonna use his shade to get out of there. And we're back at the Protoss base just in time for the opening warp gate ceremony. Dun da da da! Oh, that Phoenix is gonna chase that Speed Lord out of the Protoss base. Hold a second, what is that shadow? Is that a fleet beacon? ButAlways with some kind of tech rush. Serral, always so on top of things. He has a new Overlord timed to finish just before his scout dies. No supply block for the king. Whatever BA's up to, he's getting a level 1 air upgrade to go with it. Serral's just starting Zergling speed. That's not gonna help him against whatever's coming. And hopefully he has more than 2 queens by then. Oh, but rather than commit to a full air rush, BA's gonna start up a 3rd. The Ling is sniped just before he gets the chance to see it. But Serral does know he saw a Stargate earlier, so he's gonna get to work on his safety spores. There's one for each of his 3 bases. And a Roach Warren going down. Definitely not a good counter to air, but there's always something you can do with roaches. It's a Tempest! You see why I love this guy? Who else would have the guts to try this nonsense against Serral? Serral knows something's up. BA's trying so hard to stop his scouting. He's gonna see what his speedlings can tell him. Just for context, Serral's entire army consists of these 10 speedlings, 6 of which are out right now. He's gonna see BA investing in static defenses, and that's gonna make him very happy. That means he can continue to drone up and try to catch up on workers. And in the meantime, he's gonna try and see what kind of mischief his links can cause. A single Phoenix is not gonna be able to help those 2 adepts. It's a wolf pack attack. 1 adept goes down. Oh! BA lifts his own adept and saves it. The Lings retreat as the photon cannon warps in, and the Phoenix gently puts the adept back down. Love the SimCity with the pylons around that cannon. Oh, Serral spots the Tempest as it tries to move out on the map. BA's making a second one behind this, and another Stargate to increase his production. Serral immediately responds by making 2 more queens. The roaches he's been making aren't gonna help with the defense here. When the air weapons upgrade completes, that thing's gonna have 44 damage a shot against ground targets. The DPS isn't exactly anything to write home about, but if he can tuck that Tempest in a corner somewhere, he can really make a pest of himself. Baby's got range. Yeah, Serral's got no air to hunt this thing down over the water. Ugh, the Dark Lord is ahead of me, of course. He's started up a spire. The queens are trying to bait that Tempest into the spore. Oh, he's off of hold position. He's drifted in far too close. Serral's got all 5 of his queens pouncing. He's punishing BA for a mistake. Can he escape? No! That magnificent piece of stellar architecture careens into the water below. His sister ship is gonna one-shot a Zergling, but that is not a good trade. Serral's gonna dispatch an Overseer to really get the skinny on what's going on in BA's base. He sees a 3rd Stargate going up, and carriers in production. There's no question now, it's a full-on commitment to Sky Toss. BA's looking long-term now. He's adding cannons to protect his 3rd. And shield batteries, that's not gonna be an easy take. Serral's probably fine with that though. He's gonna use this as an opportunity to take the lead on drones. Not to mention his 4th. I can't help but feel that the window created by that cannon rush has officially closed. Serral's gonna apply a little pressure here. Probably just enough to get BA to commit to more defense. Though, watching roaches trapped by graviton beams is a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. They do squirm so nicely, and the Phoenix always looks so uber cool when it changes color. Oh, carrier ready. Serral's economy's coming online. What's he gonna make with it? A tech explosion, that's what. Air attack 1, missile attack 1, roach speed, and an infestation pit. If he's thinking fungal growth for anti-air, I couldn't agree more. Like I was gonna disagree with Serral. If I ever disagree with Serral, you can just assume I don't understand what's happening in the game. Meanwhile, BA locks his front door while he works on his ultimate Sky Toss. His Phoenix is gonna see the spire and watch the infestation pit spawn, and he's probably gonna throw up a little bit. Do you think Phoenixes come with those little paper barf bags that you get on airlines? Probably not. They probably just warp them in. Oh, more bad news. He's gonna see the 4th complete with 2 extractors. The Protoss Mission Control Center is gonna kindly ask that scout to stop reporting back in. Well, at least his Armada's looking pretty sexy. He's even got a Void Ray mixed in there. And his level 2's gonna finish. Serral starts up his 5th. At this point, the creep spread is crawling across the middle of the map, and BA actually doesn't have any means of detection. He skipped oracles and he's just starting to build a robo facility now. Serral's free to launch tumors pretty much anywhere, and he's starting to enjoy a significant income lead. All of this while he's producing corruptors. Oh, he's gonna move his spores up to deny map control. Nasty. BA responds by looking to see if he can secure a fourth base. That fourth is always a hard one. This is the one where he probably wants those static defenses. Serral's about to have 11 corruptors, and he's gonna complement them with infestors. But it's the 7 spores that are really gonna make life hard for the Protoss. Whenever I see spores doing their little rooty walk on their little rooty feet, I always feel like there should be like circus music. Do, that sort of thing. Oh, the quarterback corruptor's called for a huddle. He's like, okay guys, on 3 we're gonna do a blitz. I mean, BA does have 6 carriers and 3 void rays. He's not completely out of this. Maybe he can con Serral into fighting him over his own shield batteries, but I don't think so. There it is. BA has started up a mothership. This guy always knows how to make me happy. If you're gonna do Sky Toss, go all the way. When is Elon Musk gonna build one of those? Hey Elon, you can have all of my Kickstarter money. Oh, the Zerg is starting to look pretty scary. There's gotta be over 100 tentacles in that huddle. Oh, and he's adding more spores to the forest. Neither of these guys wants to fight in the other's base, and the result is we've got a little bit of a ceasefire for the moment. Serral's gonna pay for another scout. He's gonna see BA adjusting his composition to include more void rays. A decent response to the corruptors, but not necessarily to the infestors. Speaking of which, pathogen glands is just finished. All future infestors are gonna pop out with 25 energy. That means they're gonna be able to fire off fungal growths right out of the gate. And that's base number 6 for Serral going down. And the Protoss Armada is gonna get some detection to join it at the 11.5-minute mark. This is definitely the calm before the storm. These 2 armies are gonna hit, and that's gonna probably decide the game. Nobody's quite maxed yet. Serral seems to be already building a bank though. It looks like he's gonna finish off his supply with infestors. He's going up to 13. I hope BA's stocking up on athlete's foot powder, cause I'm guessing fungal growth's gonna be everywhere. BA's composition does not include High Templar, so there's no feedback to put a stop to that, or any storms. Oh, BA's gonna use his army to help secure a 5th. That's gonna take him out of position though. Serral disagrees with me. He knows about it, but doesn't seem to see it as an opening. Given how badly he's out-resourcing his opponent, time is in his favor. He can afford to wait for a perfect opening. Instead, he's gonna slowly creep forward with the old forest. Soon enough, things are gonna get really uncomfortable for Protoss. Oh yeah, BA's bringing out the Armada. If he attacks from the north and the west far enough up, he can avoid the forest. Nope, he's just attacking the rocks. I guess he didn't like the way he was forced to fly over them. I think Serral's looking to sacrifice some extraneous lings. They find the mothership. What's the mothership doing all alone out there? Sure, she's gonna get some ling kills, but that's pretty risky. Maybe he's trying to bait out the corruptors with the mothership so his main armada can attack? Serral says, fine by me. The corruptors smell blood in the water. Free mothership, let's get it. I have to close my eyes, I can't look. Oh, he's gonna save it with a recall. Oh, this is gonna be so close. No, Serral got it, it's dead. BA trades out the supply with 2 more carriers. Everybody's maxed. Protoss attacks, here we go. Fungal growths hit the lead carriers. Spores killing the interceptors. And neural parasites. 4 carriers switch sides. Everyone's dropping in supply, but it's Zerg who has the bank. And now the corruptors are back. BA's gone from 65 interceptors to 15. Now the corruptors are tearing into that expensive Protoss army. Serral remaxes with lings and even more corruptors. He's even paid for 11 more infestors, but doesn't have the supply to build them. The Protoss Armada is gone. BA's trying to rebuild carriers and void rays back home, but Serral's gonna be at his gate in moments. It's the march of the advancing spores. Do 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 do. They're gonna plant themselves uncomfortably close to the Protoss base, while the lings and roaches go streaming out. First on the menu is the Protoss 4th. You'd think 4 is a lot of shield batteries, but no. Especially when they don't really have anything but probes to heal. Oh, it's gonna be an acid rainbow on the Nexus! Why are there so many songs about rainbows and nexi that explode into dust? Oh, Kermit the Frog is rolling in his grave right now. Unless Kermit's a Zerg fan. You think a frog might be a Zerg fan. Muppets playing Starcraft. That would be hysterical. There's got to be a skit in there somewhere. Miss Piggy probably plays Terran with lots of Thors. Okay, so this just got ugly. Serral's maxed with a huge bank, and he's just like spending money in random ways. Extra safety spire, baneling nest. He's planting creep tumors in places they have no business being. BA's got 5 more carriers on the way, but what are they gonna do? Maybe he's just like, hey, I made it to the 15-minute mark against Serral. How many of you can say that? Wait, what? Is that infested Terran? Oh goodness, we're pre-patch. This game's supposed to be played after patch. Well, it's always nice to see an extinct game effect. This game was super fun, so I'm gonna upload it anyway. Oh, Vipers are here. Now BA can't even hide behind his cannons anymore. Oh man, when infestors are walking around in your base, it's probably time to start thinking about the GG. Neural parasite on the carriers, and the fungus is among us. It's cool that the carriers got the +3 attack, but they're still gonna die. And there's the GG victory to Serral. Well, was I right or what? ButAlways brings cool games. I think I'm gonna become a serious fan. Okay, I'm already there. So much so that I'm gonna stretch a little bit and award him a certified micro moment. You gotta grant me, using a graviton lift from his Phoenix to save his own adept from a Zergling pack attack, that was pretty cool. Now, he's not the first player to ever think of using it on his own units, but it's rare, and most players can't spontaneously think outside the box like that in the heat of battle. Fun fact, the only probe ButAlways lost in the entire game was the probe who performed the cannon rush. That rush, by the way, got ButAlways ahead to start the game. But his choice of turtling up and going for air toss did not work. It let Serral back in and gave him the time he needed to launch a counterattack with the perfect composition. In fairness to BA, I'm sure his original game plan was different. His Tempest Rush wasn't supposed to spontaneously suicide itself on Zerg's queens after all. And if he'd been slowly doing damage from afar, keeping all of Zerg's queens busy so they couldn't do injects or lay creep tumors while he added more and more Tempests, he might have had a worthwhile window before Serral could get to his Corruptors. And of course, the mothership wasn't supposed to get sniped. But you know what they say, no plan ever survives contact with Serral. Serral makes the best players look rather silly. Obviously, we'll be watching to see how his dominance extends into 2020. Raynor's out there, showing his premier ability to defeat Serral in a series, and say what you will, Dark has the title. I know there's balanced things to discuss, but I'm looking forward to the coming year with great anticipation. So remember, live life, because nobody wants to die and hold position.
To continue your Starcraft journey, Nova advises you to click the video in the upper rectangle. But Kerrigan warns you to watch your 6 and click the video in the bottom rectangle. Of course, you could always season upgrade and subscribe to Zugzang Starcraft. Just hit the circle. From my base to yours, Zugzwang out.